Hello everyone, this is Ariaki, and welcome to a Redux of my RotMG The Essentials Guide. At the time, I was extremely happy with the way it turned out, but after 4 months and some special motivation...
Nobody needs a 24-minute guide. That's so barely edited, it makes me want to die.
I decided that it was time to try again. This time with a script, and editing, and goodness. And here's the good news. I'll be doing guides on all 14 classes. Some of them will be short, and some will be very, very long. For instance, my Assassin guide will be very short due to how straightforward the class is. My Rogue guide will be very short due to the fact that I honestly just don't play Rogue much at all. My Trickster guide, let's just say I have a lot to say about Trickster. It is my favorite class after all. Which, by the way, was the one question I expected to see on the Q&A. What is Ariaki's favorite class? But I never did. Only thing you guys are interested in is how many thoughts I get. But moving swiftly on, let's get started on the first item on our agenda. Something I like to call character awareness. It's the state of being aware of your character without having to look at him, being able to move your character to a certain place without having to consciously decide on it. To achieve this, there are two options. A, putting in hours, and B, playing games that aren't Realm. The games I found to be most helpful are I Wanna Be the Guy fan games. They're extremely gimmicky, extremely fun, and extremely difficult platformers with an unforgiving one-hit you're dead system. And with long boss fights and avoidance phases, every single dodge counts. Mousy dodging won't work either, because you'll just force yourself into a position impossible to escape from. Every dodge must be in the direction best to dodge the next shot, and the next shot, and the next shot, and so on, and so forth. Otherwise, it will mean your immediate death. The game that I recommend that you play is called I Wanna Be the Little Runner. It's a short, beginner-friendly fan game with somewhat challenging mini-bosses and an unforgiving final boss at the end. For the last phase of the final boss, you must dodge hundreds of slow-moving shots for a full 30 seconds. And you can't afford to be looking at your character, or even the space directly around him. You have to be completely aware of your surroundings in order to survive this phase. Once you're able to beat this boss comfortably, I can assure you that you'll be better at RotMG. The skill of awareness carries over to any game, of any game type. A guildmate of mine once said that he gained his sense of awareness through playing harder and harder beat maps on Osu, and others gain their sense of awareness through FPS, FPSs like CSGO or PUBG. Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to dodge every shot. That is what the Nexus button is for. You've most likely heard time and time again people saying to set a set amount of HP that you'll always Nexus at, no matter what. And while this is effective for a while, it kind of becomes obsolete later on, since you rarely get a chance to react quick enough in higher tier dungeons. Instead of choosing HP to Nexus at, you should instead, and I know you're going to hate me for saying this, study. Go to RotMG and read up on patterns, the damage of each shot, the defects, everything. Do it so much that it becomes an instant calculation in your head when you see shots on your screen. Do it so much that you can instantly know if you can face take a shotgun and live to see another day, or if you have to Nexus before you even take a single shot. Learning the right time to Nexus is essential. Get it? No? Okay. Learning the right time to Nexus is and will always be the most basic, yet most complicated skill one masters. Just remember this one thing. A dead character can't get loot. Okay, seriously, can I just fucking pause for half a second? See, here's the deal. 98% of all the footage that I have gathered for this video is tombs. Because of the stupid event that came out, and my guild has been running tombs non-stop. So if you don't like tombs, I am sorry. Bear with me, okay? But seriously, my god, there's so much tomb footage. Oh, whatever, back to the shit. Alright, let's move on to the next topic. Moving. The first thing one learns to do in any game is to move, to navigate their character, etc, etc. And the number one tip I can give you is to uncensor yourself and turn on screen rotation. Trust me, it is the greatest thing that will ever happen to you. I personally used to play 45 degrees locked no rotation, centered. And I actually hated rotating my screen. It made me feel autistic. But after about a week of forcing myself to play this, you know, like alien way of playing, I got used to it, and I actually really like it now. So trust me, it opens up your possibilities. I think no one really said it better than Zahir from The Legend of Korra.
Lahima once wrote, "Instinct is a lie, told by a fearful body, hoping to be wrong."
What's that supposed to mean?
It means that when you base your expectations only on what you see, you blind yourself to the possibilities of a new reality.
Using screen rotation also has the high chance of increasing the speed at which you nexus, probably only by about, you know, a few tenths of a second, but in a game like Realm, that is a lot. For most players, the screen rotation buttons are Q and E, and the nexus button is R, which makes your index finger rest a tiny bit closer to your nexus key, which can up your nexus a bit faster in the future. So, the last thing on our agenda for the first video in my essential guide to RotMG is, unsurprisingly, to play more. Experience is an irreplaceable tool one can always rely on. The more you play, the better you get. The more you farm, the more loot you get. The longer you play, the better your pet can become, which is a whole nother matter that I won't even dare touch. In short, the more the merrier. Realm is a game that rewards time with results, well, most of the time anyway. Alright, and that concludes RotMG The Essentials, or at least the general part of the guide. That took all of too long. I started making the video in Premiere Pro, and then I ran into a few complications, to say the least, so I decided to redo the entire video in Movie Maker over the course of like 2 to 3 days, and I finally finished. So I'm uploading this as soon as I get it done, just so you know, like when I actually got this done. So I hope you all enjoyed. I'll be making, you know, a normal, funny RotMG moments type video here soon, like the next 2 or 3 days, and then I'll get to start on a guide. I'm not sure which one. Actually, I'll put it up right there on I don't know which fucking side it's on, the little bubble thing to vote. I'm gonna do either Archer or Knight, so you can vote which guide I'm gonna do next. Until next time, I'm out. I almost said see ya. That's not my thing. Got a blast!